Hi, I'm Mary Knipple, the book mentor. Welcome to our monthly free training. Write your book, grow your business, leave a legacy. So often people say to me, I don't know where to start. I wouldn't know what to write about. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You have something that the world needs to hear from you. You have a message that is uniquely your own. And what we're going to talk about today is some simple ways that you can find that message. Discover the story that you alone are meant to tell. And I often talk about your transformational stories. And sometimes that's puzzling when people, well, what do I mean by a transformational story? Well, we all have life experiences. And sometimes those life experiences change the trajectory of what we're doing, who we are, and what we do next. It might be something as simple as, oh, we graduated from high school. What college are we going to? Are we going to college? And it might be something as life threatening as being diagnosed with a catastrophic illness, having an accident, and what do we do to bring ourselves back to health? How do we get to optimum health? And it may be that you or your spouse lose a job, which means that we got to have to find new employment, or because that new job is someplace else, it involves moving across town, across country, away from the familiar, the family and friends, and building a whole new life. Those are all life experiences that could impact the trajectory of your life, and they could be your transformational story. We have experienced losing loved ones and how they influenced us and what that void left in our lives. That could be a transformational story. What did we do next? How did we honor their legacy and build our own legacy? Sometimes I will give a suggestion to create a timeline of those types of events, significant things that have happened. And then that triggers an idea of, oh, when that happened, then I made this decision and I went here, I did this. That can be a way for you to discover your transformational story. Of course, there's always the writing for at least 5 minutes a day to ask the question, what does my book want me to know right now? What does my heart need me to know right now? And answer the question. That's where you discover the story that you are meant to tell. There's something that keeps showing up. It's trying to get your attention. It's trying to get you to recognize that this is your transformational story, that the world wants to hear from you. As a writer for many years, I know that things keep reappearing in my writing that have been noodling around in my head for a long time. And they come to the surface when I keep putting them down on paper. I keep hearing those thoughts in my head. And I recognize that, oh, this is the next thing I want to talk about. This is the next thing that I want to explore. This is what I'm sharing of what's happening with me, how I've dealt with it, how it may serve you to learn how you could make different choices. So when someone says, I wouldn't know if anybody wants to hear from me, the next thing I assure them is, You don't know what somebody needs to hear from you. So your responsibility is to share what you know, what you did, and how you moved on. Because people will hear what applies to them and take it in. All we can do is offer our message of hope and inspiration. All we can say is, this happened to me, and this is how I coped. This is what I did next. And this is how I got from where I was to where I am right now. And this is what I'm thinking about doing next. I have been in many anthologies. I have been writing since I was 11 years old. I have done many interviews where I have helped people recognize, discover, acknowledge to themselves and to the world that they have wisdom. They have something to offer, that their story matters because it is their story, and they are the only one who can tell it from the inside out. You know the perspective that your story has had on you, the impact that it made, how your story changed you. And you don't know who your story is meant to change. I get emotional because that's just who I am. I am so in awe of anyone who wants to share their story, who opens their heart to tell the world, this is me. This is what I've done. And if it helps you, I'm so grateful that I had a chance to make a difference. That's one of the reasons why I'm taking a leap and becoming a compiler in a collaboration book this year. That I'm stepping into a new leadership role in helping the authors, the writers that come to me who want to do the next step to becoming an author and sharing their story to touch the lives of the readers who are going to be reading their words. Because I want you to think about the things that you read, the authors that you seek out. What if those authors had said, why am I going to do this? Who is going to care? And you are the ones who cared. And what if someone came back and was quoting you, telling you how you changed their lives because of what you wrote? This is why I do what I do. My mission to help your voice be heard, to help you be visible, to leave that legacy of the story that you alone can tell. The collaborative book that I'm working on right now is In Her Own Words, which means it's women telling their transformational stories. Wise woman wisdom. And the advice that I started with is the same advice that I give to these authors. So if you're looking for your transformational story, you may want to do a timeline. Not that you're going to write something about every incident that you're going to mark down, every life event that comes to mind. But I guarantee there'll be one that will stand out right now that, oh, this is the one that's called to me. And I will always, always encourage you to start writing for 5 minutes a day. If it's on your heart to write a book right now, then the question that you ask right away is, what does my book want me to know this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're writing your 5 minutes? And another good prompt is, what does my heart want me to know right now? And for more writing suggestions, you can always go to yourwritingmentor.com and connect with me. I'm Mary Knipple, the book mentor, wishing you happy writing.